and welcome to the J and K Show. I'm your man, J Rob, and we got my brother in the hizzy. What up, KO?
Yo, what's good, man?
You know how it is.
Yeah.
I woke up today, I'm doing great. You know, I always say that shit.
Copy that.
Copy that, right? So we good, right?
Indeed.
It's almost summer, the weather's nice out.
Yo, I'm not mad at this, man. I think I finally took off like my scarf and hat. It took about like 75 degrees for me to do that, but I think it's safe to come out now. So
Pause. Pause. I mean, you can if you want to. You come out right here.
You're classic at making things weird, man.
I mean, even you saw that.
I was talking about, like the weather.
Oh.
Not whether or not. See? There we go.
Peeps, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Anyway, you know what we do on the J and K Show, man. We talk about all the hottest entertainment stories, sports, relationships, all that stuff. What are we? Unaffected, unfiltered, unapologetic. You know how we do.
Indeed.
All right, so we gonna get at it?
Copy that, man. Let's set it off.
All right, listen. Got a story that I want to talk about. All right. Now, I don't really know where to start with this story, man. This man right here, all the women say he is one of the sexiest men in the world. And he can have damn near any woman that he wants. The man I'm talking about is Mr. Lenny Kravitz, the rocker himself, right? Came out recently saying, he didn't come out like you were talking about. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, he came out saying that he hasn't been in a relationship in 9 years and he hasn't had sex in 9 whole years. He says that he is celibate. All right? Now, listen, obviously that's his choice. He was married to Lisa Bonet back years ago, right? And apparently after that relationship ended, he didn't want to get in any relationships anymore because he kind of wanted to just take things kind of chill. But after that happened, he went crazy, right? I guess he was just having sex with all these different women. It was going crazy, and he didn't like the man that he was, right? So after that, he said, you know what? Because he's very spiritual, right? He's a spiritual guy, right? He says, I'm going to chill from that. I am not going to be in any more relationships like that, and I'm not going to have any premarital sex, right? That's what he was trying to say. So he's been celibate for 9 years. Now, even people came out saying crazy things like, how can he do this? Why would he be wasting his manhood like this, his sexiness? All these people like, are you seriously? Lenny Kravitz ain't having sex? But that's the deal. So my question to you is, do you think that people are saying, this is wrong? I mean, Ice-T even came out saying, oh man, he's crazy. How's he doing this? Something's wrong with him, right? So do you think that a man has the right, or maybe that's the wrong question, not even the right, but you think that he should be celibate for all these years, or do you think he's wasting his sexiness and his stardom and stuff like that, and maybe meeting a right woman who probably wants to be intimate with him? Maybe he's missing out on his new angel. Like, what do you think about this whole story?
So, quick answer is hell yeah. Hell yes, he's missing out. 9 years? Bruh, I get twitchy after 9 days. And I can't imagine going that long. But it does say something about Lenny. Just for the moment, can you imagine the amount of puss you need to have in order to not even want it anymore? You've had so much that you're just like, I'm good, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get on this spiritual journey. Who says that, man? That ish is crazy. And then it's the idea of where you've got cats walking this earth who would die to have a portion of what Lenny has. So he's walking around in his best beige life with his locks and his abs and decides that he just doesn't want to hit it anymore, anyone anymore. Yo, this shit is akin to Superman saying, you know what, I'm just going to be Clark Kent for the rest of my life and never use my superpowers. This shit it's crazy. This is one of the more illest stories I've ever heard. But yeah, God bless him. But yeah, the first thing I thought about was exactly how much does a guy get to the point where he's good. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't even know if there's two of him walking the earth, right? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like how many of those guys? But Lenny right now is in rare air. He's rare air. He's like one of one probably right now. So God bless him.
Definitely God bless him. I disagree with you.
Oh,
I think he's doing the right thing.
newsflash.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think, listen, bro, you got to think deeper than this, man. You can't just think with your dog all the time. And to your point, like you said, this man has got as more puss than he ever even probably thought he was going to get when he was a little boy. You got to think deeper. He is on a new journey. When you get that amount of puss, you don't really want it anymore. You don't. You really don't want it anymore. Can you imagine, listen, you and I, trying to talk to different girls, blah, 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 and stuff like that. When I know, when there's mad women throwing it at me, it's like I don't really want it that more. Because there's something to be said about knowing that you can get it. Because, you know, this is how women think. You see how women think differently than us? Because they can get it anytime they want, so they don't really want it that much. He is basically a woman.
Jay, nah, bro.
What do you know?
What I mean by that is, I don't want it right now. To your point, I don't want it right now.
Right.
9 years, bro. Almost a decade without getting warm and wet, without getting sticky. Nah, bro. That's beyond. Listen, I get what you're saying about. Listen, I'm not down for it tonight. Old girl keeps calling, or they keep calling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on pause.
Right.
A weekend, a week. Hell, I'll give you 2 weeks.
Right.
9 years. I've never seen anything like that. And again, this is not someone who doesn't have choices, who doesn't have options.
Of course not. Right.
Like,
but that's the issue.
Right. But
that's it. It's not a big issue what I say, but that's the reason why.
Right. But here's the funny part. Here's the irony in all this. Now that it's out, the challenge has been set. Right. He was probably living without having to deal with this. Right now, there are probably legions of women that are like, oh, I'm going to get him.
So he thinks it was a game.
Right. It's going to be a game. So it'll be interesting to see if he can go another 9 years, because he thought they were hollering at him before. Now, when, you know, it's a challenge to women. I listen.
I just think that it shouldn't matter. You got to think he's spiritual. He's a deeper man. He was said, he's quoted talking about in an article that I was reading that his father was Cy Kravitz. He was married to Roxy Roker. That was the mother on the, not the mother on the Jeffersons, but the neighbor on the Jeffersons. Yep. And that's his mother, and Cy Rocket, Cy Kravitz was father. And he overheard his father on the phone, and he was speaking to another woman, and he confronted his father, and his father told him that, you know, infidelity is bound to happen. And then he was asked, well, did that happen? And it actually did. And they asked him, and he says, yeah, it actually did happen. So it was inevitable. And it happened in Lenny's life as too. And I guess just seeing what his parents went through, he didn't like that whole thing of infidelity. And he just wants to make sure that the next woman that didn't work out with Lisa Bonet. So he wants to make sure the next woman, right, that he is with on a serious level, not just sex, right, that it means something to him, right? Like I love that idea of not being intimate, because it kind of, you know, sex, it just clouds your mind. It doesn't even, you know, listen, there's a woman that I'm speaking with right now who is, she is a virgin.
Oh, okay.
Right. She's a virgin. Okay. So there's something great about that, bro. There's something great about that. Something that's pure. And if you can bring that back into your life, right, by being celibate, right, and recreating that whole purity and that angelic type of thing, it's a beautiful thing, because you know that person just wants you for you, not because the penny that he's giving to the woman. And that's what he's trying to recreate.
Yeah, I don't know what all of that is, what you just said.
What, you're not listening to me?
I am listening to you.
Is this mic working?
Yeah, the mic's working.
Okay.
The person speaking into the mic may.
So you don't understand what I'm saying. You don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't understand.
I don't understand. So the having sex, so you're saying not having sex
Yes.
makes clouds your brain. No.
No.
Cleanses the brain. I think,
and just getting to know the person as the person.
I think not having sex is, and thinking, which causes
no, that's because you
have
too much sex.
Is where the head gets cloudy. Listen, I'm not sure what that's all about. If that's what Lenny chooses to do, but if it's going back to something that he's talking about what happened with his dad and some experience or something where maybe he needs to talk about something. Well, that's a whole. Now we're getting into a whole nother topic. Another topic. I don't know.
What's the other topic?
Well, maybe that there's some therapy or something there.
Okay.
Considering that, whereas
I'm sure he's probably been.
I don't know if he has or not, but this host, which is different than this spirituality, and that's something totally different to me. It just seems like a lot, man. Like it's funny to me, but.
It's funny to you.
Yeah, it is funny to me. Like I said, like
so you agree with Ice-T? You think it's crazy?
Oh, but yeah, maybe it's crazy. Like it's crazy to think about the idea of saying, hey, I'm not doing this for 9 years, rock star, that whole thing, being him. But
why do we care how much puss the next man is getting?
Well, no, I didn't know. No one said anything about caring.
Oh, but people are saying that he's crazy. Like, and you think it's crazy. I don't like.
No, well, because we're talking about it. And so
okay.
the notion of that, you can apply that to anyone, right? To me, I think the only man that hasn't had sex in 9 years is probably the man that can't get any, or the man that hasn't had it for the first time yet. It is noteworthy because we're talking sex. There is nothing else on earth exactly like it. From the moment
it's a dirty, nasty thing,
for the
bro.
moment
It's dirty.
as a man, the moment we have that first experience, we're trying to go back to that. There's nothing else on earth similar to it. There's nothing that replicates that.
Right.
There isn't anything, nothing manufactured, nothing. It's just another person and that connection from that standpoint, right? It is as paramount to life as is, say, money and wealth to some folks. The idea that he feels like he can go without it after experiencing it. Now, had he never experienced it, you can't miss what you've never had, then I get it. But the fact that he's been there multiple times and then decides to wave the white flag and say, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, to get my chi centered or whatever it is, what level that he's trying to get to. I don't know how to respond to that other than say, I hope wherever he is, I don't want to go there. I don't want to visit. I don't want that to embody me at all. I like the puss. I hope all the puss that he's turning down
come to you.
Come to me. That's fine. Lenny's closed. I'm open for business.
Okay.
So there you go. So there we go with that.
Well, all I got to say is I like what he's doing. He should keep it up. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be celibate myself. And I'm going to make sure that new woman that I'm with, that she loves me for me and I love her for her. And I'll know that we just want each other for us. And there's going to be no sex clouding it.
Okay.
I don't need puss like that.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I want the person. I want the love. I want the affection. I want the admiration.
Yeah, let's be clear. I don't think this is a need. No one's saying need.
I know you want. Yeah.
This is a
but it can mess it up. It can mess you up.
It's maybe for you. It's never clouded me. I understand what it is, what it is, and who, and so forth.
I don't think you think it clouded you.
I'm fine, right? Like, I got to do a sobriety walk or something.
I think we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do that one.
Close my eyes, touch my nose. Like, how do you know? Like, you know what I mean? That's crazy.
I'll take you for your word. I'll take you for your word, man. What else is popping? What's going on?